2026 St. Bernard Village Committee of the Whole will please come to order. Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Mr. Morton?
Present.
Mr. Stuchel?
Present.
Mr. Edwards?
Present.
Ms. Hausfeld? Here. Mr. Schuldmeier?
Present.
Mr. Culbertson?
Present.
And Mr. Estep?
Present.
Let the record show all members are present. At this time, I'd like to ask for a moment of silence for former Mayor of St. Bernard, Mr. Charles Vondermellen. Thank you. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to approve the written minutes of the September 18th council meeting.
Mr. President,
Mr. Culbertson.
I'll make a motion that we approve of the written minutes.
I'll second.
Motion made by Mr. Culbertson, seconded by Mr. Estep, to approve the minutes of the September 18th council meeting. Are there any remarks? If not, in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So ordered. Now we will move to reports of administrative officials. Mayor Stuchel.
Thank you, Mr. President. Yesterday, we said goodbye to our dear friend Charlie Vondermeulen, who passed away September 23rd at the age of 87. Charlie was a lifelong resident of St. Bernard who served as mayor, president of council, 3rd Ward council member, and auditor, as well as serving on various committees within our local government and St. Clement Church. He was also our most recent German Luau Parade Grand Marshal and had Saturday, August 2nd proclaimed as Charlie Vondermeulen Day in the village of St. Bernard. He was a true gentleman and will be truly missed for the person that he was. Thank you to our residents, police, fire, and service departments for helping pay tribute to this awesome man. You will never be forgotten, Charlie. I will also be swearing in our newest police officers, Jarrett Thatcher and William Tuttle, on Monday, October 13th. Both gentlemen are recent graduates of the police academy, and we are thrilled that they are chosen St. Bernard to start their careers. I will look forward to them getting acquainted with the village and our residents. We will be scheduling a ceremonial swearing in during a council meeting in the very near future. The CIC is looking for a resident who is interested in filling an open seat on the board. If you're interested, please call myself, Jonathan Stuchel, at 513-543-3780. And we'd like to give you an opportunity to come to our next regularly scheduled meeting on Tuesday, October 28th at 6 p.m. here in council chambers to make a pitch for yourself. We're also asking residents to sign up for our new Village of St. Bernard notification system. The village is happy to announce the implementation of our new mass notification system. We'll be phasing out from our current call command notification system. The new system will improve and enhance our communication capabilities of emergencies, announcements, and community events, and will include email, voice, and text notifications. It does require each resident to create a new account from our resident portal, and the link is available on the village website, Facebook page, and our most recent edition of the newsletter. You'll be able, again, to subscribe to your preferred methods of notification, either voice, text, or email. If you wish to subscribe to emergency SMS texts only, you may also enroll in that manner, and those links are available. Unfortunately, we are not able to transfer our current list of phone numbers, so again, we're asking that you please assist us in entering your proper information, and if you are willing to enter your address, we will be able to utilize the geo-based technology where if there is an emergency in a specific area, we'll be able to track that based upon addresses. So we're looking forward to get this up and running before the end of the year, and that concludes my report.
Thank you, Mayor Stuchel. We'll move on to Auditor, Ms. Brickwig.
Thank you, Mr. President. For the agenda for me tonight, I'd like to discuss placing an ordinance on the table for the next council meeting. What this has is creating a new line item. First of all, it would be called 23-01 opioid settlement expenses. The city currently has taken in $29,578.83 from different pharmaceutical companies, which the police department and the fire department will be able to utilize, but we need to appropriate the money first and create the new line item. And then I have the transfer of funds from 5A19 in the amount of $1,200,000, with $200,000 going to master plan cash account, $400,000 going to general bond cash account, and $600,000 going to employee health plan cash account. And then thirdly is additional appropriations The first one being 2K8 to utilities. I'm sure you've all seen your utilities go up. Well, guess what? Ours have too, big time. So I need an additional 30,000 into that. 6A, police chief for 8,000. 7A for fire chief, 18,000. 61A, workers' compensation. I'm putting an additional 10,000 in there. I'm not sure we're gonna need it, but we get a bill in December for the next year, and it looks like it might be close, so I just want to put a little padding in there, just in case, since we don't know what it's gonna be. SCMR employee overtime needs 1,800. And then, of course, the additional appropriations of the 29,578.83 into the new line item for the opioid settlement expenses. And I think that's all, and hopefully that's all that will be in there. So are there any questions?
Peggy, that's all one ordinance?
Yes, one ordinance.
Did you say it was number 25?
Ordinance 25.
Mr. President,
Mr. Morton?
I move to place ordinance 25 on the table for the next council meeting.
Great. Motion by Mr. Morton, seconded by Mr. Culbertson. Are there any remarks? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. So ordered. Thank you. Ms. Brickwig. Next will be Law Director, Ms. Van Valkenburg.
Thank you. I'd like to place on the table for the council meeting ordinance number 26. You do not have it before you tonight. I will be getting it to you. We had hoped to discuss it in the laws, contracts, and claims meeting, which we had thought would be Tuesday, but there was a snafu, and we were not able to have that. But it is, you may recall, I talked about it at our previous meeting. It's some changes to and actually Ms. Helms, I believe, also talked about it, some changes to the tax code and registration of people, so that we're keeping a record of that. People and businesses, that kind of thing. But I had talked about that. It's section 182 of the tax code that we'll be revising, and as I said, I'm just going to consult with the laws, contracts, and claims individuals. I have not heard any objections to the draft I sent out, so I hope to have that to you Monday night, Tuesday, to look at ahead of next Thursday. Also, I would like to go into executive session at the end of the meeting to discuss pending litigation, and that concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Can I have a motion to place ordinance number 26, 2025 on the table for the next council meeting?
Mr. President,
Mr. Morton?
I move to place ordinance 26 on the table for the next council meeting.
I'll second that.
Motion by Mr. Morton, seconded by Ms. Hausfeld, to place ordinance number 26, 2025 on the table for the next meeting. Are there any remarks? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? So ordered. Now we will move on to Treasurer, Mrs. Sterringhamp.
Thank you, Mr. President. In September of 2025, the revenue that we collected was $12,721,521.62, and the expenses were $12,434,026.44. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, and we'll move forward with the Tax Administrator, Mrs. Helms. I'm being told we should go to Safety and Service next.
Come back to me.
Mr. Winter. Thank you, Caroline.
Thank you, Mr. President. You'll notice the curb and drive apron replacement on Greenlee Avenue is nearing completion. Adlita, the construction company completing the work, should be back on Monday to finish and clean up work prior to milling. The roadway is scheduled to be milled and paved the week of October 20th. Any affected residents should reach out to my office at 513-242-7770 if there are any concerns. As previously reported, we received 3 bids for the municipal building HVAC service and maintenance contract. This also includes the safety center and the old police station, a couple of other buildings. We have reviewed them and are in the process of scheduling interviews with the firms. I'd like to thank Chief Young, Josh Wainscott, and Jeff Probst for assisting with the process. The service department has taken possession of a new standard dump truck. It is a 2025 Ford F-550 with a stainless steel 7-foot by 9-foot bed and an 8-foot by 9-foot hood over the cab. We can accommodate our existing spreader, which will be installed shortly. Everything else is hooked up and ready, and it's sitting outside in front of the building tonight. It's really nice, so if you haven't seen it, take a look at it. Then finally, I'm in the process of drafting policies and procedures for the village. The goal is to present a comprehensive document that will include personnel, finance, and administrative policies. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Wendling. We'll move on to Tax Administrator, Mrs. Helms.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have the September 2025 end-of-month tax receipts. Tax collections for September of 2025 are $1,791,906. September of 2025 is up 9.85%, or $160,730 from September of 2024. Refunds for September were $19,459. Delinquent tax collected with capital recovery was $2,197. Delinquent tax collected with the Ohio Attorney General's office was $4,992. A couple really quick reminders. The third quarter 2025 tax bills were mailed out this week. If you have any questions or need to adjust your estimate, please give me or Sharon a call. The 2024 tax extensions are almost over. Individuals must file by October 15th of 2025. Businesses must file by November 30th of 2025. Just a reminder that St. Bernard has mandatory tax filing for all residents 18 and older. You must file a St. Bernard tax return regardless if you don't file a federal tax return or you have St. Bernard tax withheld from your paycheck. Seniors who have an exemption from me do not need to file. If you're unsure, just give me a call. Failure to file a St. Bernard tax return may lead to a tax assessment or citation to court. Please contact me, as always, in my office at 513-242-7710 if you have any questions or need more information. That concludes my report.
Thank you. We'll move on to reports of standing committees. Finance, Mr. Morton.
Thank you, Mr. President. Our next Finance Committee meeting is scheduled for this upcoming Wednesday, the 15th at 6 p.m. in the lower level of City Hall. I'm also proud to hear that the Service Department now has a new dump truck, a result of a decision made by the Finance Committee and the hard work from the many folks in our administration, including our mayor and former Safety Service Director, as well as, of course, our Service Department, to choose a leasing option through Enterprise. I would also like to thank all of those who attended the Community Connect last week. We had a great conversation about some exciting economic development around the village and other good news. Lastly, as a Greenlee resident, I want to thank the crew working on Greenlee Ave project for their quick work on the new curbs and aprons. It's really exciting seeing progress come together so quickly. Thank you. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Service, Mr. Tuchel.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Service Department will begin leaf collection on Monday, October 13th. Residents may begin setting out their leaf piles starting Friday, October 10th. Collection will continue through Friday, December 5th. Residents are reminded to place leaf piles at the curb or grass verge, ensuring they do not extend into the street or block the sidewalk whenever possible. And lastly, as already reported, I am also pleased that the Service Department has a new dump truck. This long-awaited piece of equipment will be a valuable addition to our department, especially during those dreaded late-night snow calls. Thank you. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Public improvements, Mr. Edwards.
Thank you, Mr. President. There was no need for a Public Improvement Committee meeting, but I would like to report on the opportunity I had to tour our village with our new zoning administrator, A.J. Swire. We spent 2 hours last Friday driving to all the corners of St. Bernard. We went to a few places he hadn't been before, but I was impressed with the knowledge he has already gained of our village. He explained parts of the code I had no knowledge of and how some ordinances might need to change to be practical for our village now. We talked about how life might be brought again to Greenlee Garage and Brand Camp Printing. It has been years since both businesses have been open. Lastly, we looked at properties that have been in violation for years. I'm convinced now that these will soon come into compliance, and St. Bernard will be a more beautiful place for us to live. I encourage anyone who is having problems or has ideas about code enforcement to contact AJ. He said his door is always open, and he wants to make our village even a greater place to live. Thank you, Mr. President. This concludes my report.
Thank you. Safety, Ms. Household.
Thank you, Mr. President. I don't have a report tonight, but I did want to express my sincere condolences to Charlie Vondermillen's family. My family and his family have been together here in St. Bernard for many, many, many years, so I did want to express my condolences. Also, with having the dump truck out front, since we have the snow plow on already, does that mean we're not going to have snow? Okay. That concludes my report. I was hoping.
Thank you. I will report out on laws, contracts, and claims. As Ms. Van Valkenburg mentioned in our last meeting, we discussed changes to the tax code. That discussion is what has prompted ordinance number 26, which we put on the table for next week. At this point, we do not have another meeting needed or scheduled to date, so we'll keep the public informed. That concludes my report. Next will be marketing. Mr. Culbertson.
Thanks, Mr. President. The annual Halloween campout will take place this weekend at Lower Ross Park. On Saturday, October 11th, there will be a Halloween costume contest, trunk or treating, movies, a fire pit, and much more. The costume contest is open to anyone in the community, not just the campers. This event will start at 7 p.m. On Saturday, October 19th, there will be a fresh market at the Vine Street Pavilion. The hours are 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. The next St. Bernard Ludlow Grove Historical Society meeting will take place on Monday, October 20th, starting at 7 p.m., the main level of the municipal building. The program will be on gravestone symbolism, presented by Jay Kathman. Thanks, Mr. President. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Business and industry, Mr. Estep.
Thank you, Mr. President. No report.
All right, thank you. At this time, is there anyone who wishes to address council this evening? Okay, then I will entertain a motion to go into executive session.
Mr. President,
Ms. Hausfeld?
I would like to request to go into executive session at the end of this meeting.
Seconded.
Motion made by Ms. Hausfeld, seconded by Mr. Morton. Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Mr. Morton?
Aye.
Mr. Stuchel?
Aye.
Mr. Edwards?
Aye.
Ms. Hausfeld?
Aye.
Mr. Schuldmeyer?
Aye.
Mr. Culbertson?
Aye.
And Mr. Estep?
Aye.
Okay, following the meeting, we will go into executive session. The next council meeting, for those who are not going to stay, I believe is set for October 3rd, 2025 at 7 p.m. I'm sorry, October 23rd. Is that what you said? Okay. All right, and we will go into executive session now.